What's poppin' world? It's your boy Zay Jin. You already know the vibes, and today we are doing a review at 400 miles on our VSETT 10 Plus. Welcome back, guys. Truly grateful for you guys to tune in. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Your boy is excited. We're just going to be going over some things today that that I've learned with the scooter, and for newer riders, people who have their VSETT 10 Pluses on the way, people who are possibly interested in getting one but just on YouTube right now watching different creators post their content about their VSETT 10 Pluses, and kind of getting feedback and reviews about how they feel. It's all good. Thank you for tuning in to your boy to get his review and his opinion. And before we get into it, I'm letting you know right now, she's kind of dirty right now. All right, it's been about 4, maybe 5 days since we've been out. The last time we went out, we went for a nice little ride. Okay, it was nice. It got kind of dirty. Don't judge. All right, so immediately what I want to get to is this thing right here. This turns now. It's not supposed to, but it does. It moves more than this one does. Okay, I believe that it moves as much as it does is because mine is up this way. You shouldn't have it this way. And that's probably why, one of the reasons why my hand was hurting, the first time I rode. Like, I could barely move my fingers. It was completely stupid. But I recently watched a guy who, he loosened all these screws. He simply pushed everything down to where your hand would be more so in front rather than in this position right here. This position right here is strenuous. So what you guys want to do, for future reference, is have it further down. That way your brake is going to be further underneath the handlebar, which is totally fine. But you want it to be like kind of straight out in front of you rather than pointing upwards. As far as the handlebar, I thought about getting some glue and gluing it, but I'm like, no, you can't glue it, dummy, because eventually you're going to have to take it off when you want to replace your handlebar. All right, so never mind, it's rigged. Okay, this is my speaker, this is my phone holder. It's pretty nice. It has like the little, I don't know what this is actually called, but it holds the phone in place. Okay, I have a 11 Pro, I think that's what I got. Whatever, it's a phone, it does things. Okay, if you remember, I also have the damper. Okay, at 400 miles with the damper on, it makes noise, and I couldn't figure out why it was making noise. Okay, I learned that when I go over bumps, that it's this thing. You're gonna hear that because it's loose because of this piece right here. All right, it's totally fine. So if you put the damper on and you're a person who says, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my scooter, it's making this noise when I go over bumps now, it didn't make that noise before I put it on, chances are it's this. Okay, that's one thing I noticed. It's not a big deal. It can get annoying, but it's not alarming. It's not a big deal, so you can get over that. The shocks, suspension, whatever you want to call it, it's nice. I did find myself having to definitely check the screws of the suspension before every single ride. I can admit before I wasn't doing that. I was only checking the screws that I had to change when I did my my damper. And now I make sure I check, all of these down here on the other side, over there. I check my shocks, and I check everything now just in case. I definitely check the screw that goes underneath here for the damper when I had to put the damper on, because that one will come loose. And yes, I put Loctite glue on the ends of the screws, but still, just to make sure, you definitely want to check it. You'd rather be safe than sorry. I would rather everyone take the extra 5 to 10 minutes that it may take for you to check all of your screws. Well, that was rude. I would rather everyone take the extra 5 to 10 minutes, you know, to check all of their screws and to go out and, you know, you're going at high speeds and something happens and you're not able to ride your scooter for a long time, if ever again. All right. The next thing I noticed about the scooter, it's kind of annoying, but it's a good and a bad thing, is when you ride this thing for a while, you notice that it doesn't seem as powerful, you know, when you first got it. Reason being that I learned is that you gain experience riding, you get comfortable, you get used to the power, and then it just seems as if it doesn't have the same amount of power as it once did when you first got it. Okay, so that's like it's a little curveball for y'all. Once you get comfortable at a higher mileage, you know, it's going to be like, man, it doesn't have that kick. It still has the kick. You just got some experience. You're used to the dynamics and things like that. You know how to maneuver. You know about your foot placement. So the power that it does put off, you know, it doesn't seem as extreme. But just keep in mind that it's still there. All right, what we're going to do now is go ahead and just look at my speedometer, you know, see where your boy is at. Oh, crap. Key. Boom. Okay, so I somewhat lied. It's not 400, it's 395. It's 5 miles off, but for the people sitting in the back, it's only 395. It's not 400. Yes, it's 395. Okay, cut me some slack. It's 400. All right, 395. If you go out and buy something, and they say if you go out and buy a TV, all right, and the TV is $1,300. Well, that's pretty loud. All right, are you done? Kind of sucks living, you know, 10 miles from an airport, but whatever. If you go and buy a TV that's $1,300 and someone asks you, oh, how much did that cost you? What are you going to do as a man for the most part? Oh man, that thing was $1,500, because you're going to add all type of tax on there to round it up to $1,500. So you see $395. I said $400. I'm a man. Cut me some slack. And you see it right there. Gear 1. I am still there. But the next time I take this thing out, we are going to turn up. We are going to turn straight up, and we're going to have a blast. I'm ready. I'm totally ready. Another thing that I just thought about is the tires. They're not bad tires. I have no complaint about the tires, but one thing that I did notice is that I always have to check my air pressure, which is not a bad thing. I always have to check it before I leave. You know, sometimes I may lose, you know, a little bit. Some days I don't. And you know, some people say that's normal, some people say it don't. So I'm thinking I should get who has it? Alien Rides. I think they call it Alien Blood or something, some sort of sealant to prevent air from leaking out the tires. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, possibly catching a flat or air leaking out or anything like that. So I'm definitely thinking about investing in that, because it's not that I'm tired of checking my tires. The benefit of that, it says it significantly reduces the chance of getting a flat while you're out, and I just think that that's a huge benefit, especially when you're, you know, on these nice scooters that have crazy range, and you just happen to leave your house and you end up 20-25 plus miles away from your house and you got a flat. That would suck. All right, so you want to protect yourself at all costs, and you know, just be safe and prevent things from happening if you can. That's my 400, excuse me, that's my 395 mile review of my VSETT 10 Plus. It's not much. I just wanted people to know at 400 miles what they're getting themselves into. Yeah, she hasn't given me any issues at all. I'm blessed and grateful for that. No accidents. I haven't wrecked it. It hasn't fell over or anything like that. No scratches, dents or dings or anything like that. Yeah, man, she's a piece of work. and I'm lucky and blessed to have her, because it's not cheap. I know a lot of people, they watch these videos and hope, wish, and pray that one day that they could save up money or get money or have money to, you know, purchase one. And not everyone is fortunate to purchase a super scooter like this one, or a Dualtron, or a Wolf King, or a WePeg, or something, whatever. They're not. They are expensive. They're costly. So I tell people, just, you know, I don't know anyone's situation. Grind it out. You know, save your nickels and dimes. If that's what you got to do that. You know, these things are dangerous, but they are a fun time if you do everything respectfully and responsibly. I will say that. And I've been doing that thus far, and I've had no issues. Haven't been stopped by the police or anything. I have been involved in 2 cases where a car didn't see me, but I was alert. I was watching and paying attention, so I wasn't worried about it. But just be mindful of other people who are not minding their surroundings, because you're not a huge vehicle. You're just a person on a very small but big scooter. So yeah, again, that's my review. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time in this video. It's simple, and I love it, and I'm grateful. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and subscribing, commenting, and everything on my page. I definitely appreciate it. So you already know what it is. Always be grateful and embrace the day. And until next time, peace.